This year's awards season has been the most open in years, and the list of Oscar nominations has continued the trend with some surprising omissions and unexpected entries. Royal period drama The Favourite and Netflix original Roma lead the pack with 10 nominations each, while early frontrunner A Star is Born is close behind with 8. With Hollywood's biggest night of the year set to take place in Los Angeles tonight, the week rounds up the actors, directors and movies on track to take home the famous Golden Statuettes. Best Picture: The fourth remake of A Star is Born, directed by and starring Bradley Cooper, led the way in most Oscar prediction lists after it was released to critical and commercial acclaim last summer. Peter Bradshaw in The Guardian describes it as outrageously watchable and colossally enjoyable, and it seemed like fair money to take home the night's most coveted award. However, the film has faded during awards season, with Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, exploring middle-class life in Mexico City in the 1970s, currently leading the way at 1/3. Released on streaming site Netflix, it received rave reviews from critics, and shot to the top of many people's prediction lists, with wins at the Golden Globes and BAFTAs. A win for Roma would make it the first primarily non-English language film to pick up Best Picture in the Academy's 91-year history. It would also mark a watershed moment for the film industry, as the first Best Picture to be produced by an online streaming service. Civil rights drama Green Book appears to have shrugged off the controversy surrounding it to surge to second favorite at 5/1. As for Dark Horses, there's no doubting the genius of Yorgos Lanthimos' period drama The Favourite, says the London Evening Standard, but the film could ultimately just prove a little too eccentric for the Academy's taste. Black Panther, BlacKkKlansman, Bohemian Rhapsody. The Favourite, Green Book, Roma ** denotes current bookmakers' favourite. A Star is Born vice Best Actor. Christian Bale's Golden Globe and Critics' Choice Award wins for Best Actor in a Comedy had made him the favorite to win his second Oscar with his transformative performance as former Vice President Dick Cheney in Vice. The film, from The Big Short's Adam McKay, has divided opinion, but even people who don't like Vice come away from it blown away by how much Bale, one of our greatest actors, captures the Darth Vader of politics, body and soul, says Hollywood Reporter. Yet this year's category remains wide open. The surprise Golden Globe and BAFTA for Rami Malek, who plays Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody, has seen him leapfrog Bale to the top of bookies' Best Actor lists at 2/7, having snubbed Bradley Cooper in the Best Director category. Academy members might choose him for an acting gong instead, despite him currently being an outside bet at 20/1. Christian Bale, Vice Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born, Willem Dafoe, At Eternity Skater, Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody * Viggo Mortensen. Green Book Best Actress. This year's category has been hailed as one of the strongest in years, with little dividing the three frontrunners, according to Odds Checker. Lady Gaga's turn in A Star is Born has been almost universally hailed, with Bradshaw calling it mesmerizing. She faces stiff competition from 6-time nominee Glenn Close, who claimed Best Actress in a Drama at the Golden Globes for her performance in literary drama The Wife. Momentum swung back in Lady Gaga's direction with her Critics' Choice Award win, and it now appears to be a three-horse race with Olivia Colman, who picked up a BAFTA for her role as Queen Anne in The Favourite. Lady Gaga, A Star is Born, Glenn Close, The Wife * Olivia Colman, The Favourite, Melissa McCarthy, Can You Ever Forgive Me? Yalitza Aparicio, Roma. Best Director. Perhaps the biggest nomination shock came in the Best Director category, which omitted Bradley Cooper, A Star is Born, Barry Jenkins, If Beale Street Could Talk, and Damien Chazelle, First Man, all of whom had been high on the predictions lists. With those three out of the race, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, appears to be favored to take home the gold statuette, although he could face a strong challenge from Spike Lee, BlacKkKlansman, and Yorgos Lanthimos. The Favourite, Adam McKay, known for his work on Anchorman and Step Brothers, seems an unlikely winner with Vice, says the Evening Standard. Despite the nomination, the Academy are likely to steer clear of the film given its polarizing effect on critics. Spike Lee, BlacKkKlansman, Pavel Pawlikowski, Cold War, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma * Adam McKay, Vice, Yorgos Lanthimos. The Favourite, Best Original Screenplay. While it may come up short in other categories, The Favourite is currently leading the pack for Best Screenplay. According to the combined predictions of thousands of Gold Derby users, the favorite writers Deborah Davis and Tony McNamara are 7/2 odds-on favorite, with Roma's Alfonso Cuarón closely behind at 4/1. Civil rights drama Green Book has been hit with accusations of misrepresentation by the family of subject Dr. Donald Shirley, and it also faced backlash for being helmed by director and writer Peter Farrelly, who is white, says the Evening Standard. This could harm the film's chances in the Best Picture category, but it still has a fighting chance for Best Screenplay after picking up a Golden Globe for its script. The favorite first reformatted Green Book Roma's Best Adapted Screenplay. Spike Lee looks to be a good bet for his Black Klansman screenplay, based on the real-life story of Ron Stallworth's experience infiltrating the Ku Klux Klan in the 1970s. Lee and co-writers Charlie Watchell, David Rabinowitz and Kevin Wilmot picked up a BAFTA and now lead the betting at 16/5, ahead of If Beale Street Could Talk and Can You Ever Forgive Me, at 4/1. Joel Cohen and Ethan Coen, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Charlie Watchell, David Rabinowitz, Kevin Wilmot, and Spike Lee. Black Klansman *, Nicole Holofcener and Jeff Whitty. Can You Ever Forgive Me? Barry Jenkins, If Beale Street Could Talk. Herrick Roth, Bradley Cooper, and Will Fetters. A Star is Born Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Mahershala Ali, who had already emerged as the strong frontrunner for his role in Green Book, cemented his place as the person to beat following his Golden Globe and Critics' Choice Awards and BAFTA's wins. Were he to triumph at the Oscars tonight, it would be his second gong in 3 years, following his win in the same category for Moonlight in 2017, with Nail and actor Richard E. Grant has also received his first ever Oscar nomination for his role in Can You Ever Forgive Me, but would be a long shot to actually take home the award. Also keep an eye out for Timothée Chalamet in the largely ignored Beautiful Boy, after the 23-year-old actor picked up his second Oscar nomination in 3 years. Mahershala Ali, Green Book *, Richard E. Grant, Can You Ever Forgive Me? Timothée Chalamet, Beautiful Boy. Adam Driver, Black Klansman. Sam Elliott, A Star is Born Best Actress in a Supporting Role. This category is looking to be a straight fight between If Beale Street Could Talk's Regina King, who has never been nominated, and Vice's Amy Adams, who has been nominated but gone home empty-handed 5 times. King has been the bookies' favorite at 8/15. Gold Derby says her win at the Golden Globes gave her a much-needed boost after being snubbed by the SAG Awards, adding that she certainly passed her Oscar audition with her heartfelt acceptance speech. Adams has been a close second at 13/8, although a possible upset could come from either Emma Stone or Rachel Weisz, who have been nominated for The Favorite. Weisz looks to have edged ahead of her co-star after the English actress won a BAFTA for her role as Sarah Churchill, the wife of the first Duke of Marlborough. Regina King, If Beale Street Could Talk * Amy Adams, Vice. Emma Stone, The Favorite. Rachel Weisz, The Favorite. Claire Foy, First Man. Best Animated Feature. It will likely be a face-off between Wes Anderson's Canine Caper Isle of Dogs and Pixar's The Incredibles 2, the long-awaited sequel to the 2004 original, says IndieWire. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse, which picked up the Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature Film, may also be a frontrunner, says Cartoon Brew. It feels odd to say this about a superhero film, which are typically steeped in genre conventions, but Spider-Man is shaping up as the most tonally and graphically experimental animated film released by a major U.S. animation studio in a long time, says the animation news site. Incredibles 2 Isle of Dogs Mirror breaks the internet. Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse * Best Visual Effects. This year's field is a particularly strong one, with the hot favorite Black Panther failing to even get onto the shortlist, although it did make history as the first superhero movie to receive a Best Picture nomination. IndieWire predicted it would be a showdown between First Man and Avengers: Infinity War, reshaping and camera VFX for NASA's trip to the moon versus Marvel's brilliant CG Thanos. Damien Chazelle's Neil Armstrong biopic has faded from its early frontrunner status in the major categories, but lingering sympathy could see it pick up at least one award for its groundbreaking visual effects work. Avengers, Infinity War * Christopher Robin First Man Ready Player One Solo, A Star Wars Story Best Makeup and Hairstyling. There are only 3 films in this category, but their subjects are wide-ranging, from the reign of Queen Elizabeth I and a border patrolling troll to the build-up to the Iraq War. The favorite of the 3 nominations is Vice, for which Christian Bale spent up to 8 hours a day on the makeup chair to look like controversial former Vice President Dick Cheney. He even had his scalp shaved and eyebrows bleached to make his head a better canvas for wigs and prosthetics, says USA Today. The film was given a boost at this week's Makeup Artists. The small-scale Swedish picture Border also made its way onto the shortlist. The film, about a troll who polices Sweden's border by sniffing out smugglers and miscreants, is a prosthetic masterpiece, says the New Statesman. The 3rd nomination, Marie, Queen of Scots, doesn't stand much of a chance, according to the playlist, which says it is still stunned it made it with that terrible white makeup on Queen Elizabeth. Vice * Border Marie, Queen of Scots Best Documentary Feature RBG, directed and produced by Betsy West and Julie Cohen, is leading the Best Documentary category. Chronicling the career of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the film was among the highest-grossing independent films of 2018. In second place on the bookmakers' list is Free Solo, a National Geographic film profiling Alex Honnold's quest to climb El Capitan without ropes and harnesses in June 2017. Free Solo, LA County, this evening minding the gap of fathers and sons. RBG * Best Short Film, Live Action. The Best Short Film Award is shaping up to one of the most controversial categories at this year's ceremony. One of the nominated films, Detainment, documents the brutal murder of 2-year-old James Bulger by Robert Thompson and John Venables in Liverpool in 1993. His death shocked the nation, and now Bulger's mother has spoken of her distress and anger at the film's director Vincent Lamb for failing to consult the family in advance and using the tragedy to further his own career. Phineas Fergus has called for the film to be removed from the Oscar shortlist, and more than 240,000 people signed an online petition in support of her. Despite the growing furore, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts, French-Canadian Marianne Farley's Marguerite currently leads the pack with odds of 3/4. The Hollywood Reporter says the 19-minute short tells the story of an aging woman, Beatrice Picard, who develops a friendship with her nurse, Sandrine Bisson, that inspires her to reveal a long-hidden sexual taboo and make peace with her past. In second place is Skin, a story of white supremacy directed by Guy Nativ. Marguerite * Skin Detainment Favmather. Any other party Best Foreign Language Film. Many critics, including Fionnuala Halligan of Screen Daily, have called Alfonso Cuarón's Spanish-language piece Roma the best ever, and thus it must be considered a major frontrunner in the Best Foreign Language field. However, with the Netflix original also contesting the Best Picture category, voters may be reluctant to award it Best Foreign Language Film as well, potentially clearing the way for Pavel Pawlikowski's Cold War to bag the gong. Wire also lists Japanese film Shoplifters, about a family who rely on theft to cope with poverty, as a potential favorite. Kupranamkald Warren for Look Away Roma * Shoplifters Best Original Song. Since it landed last year, Shallow, the hit duet from A Star Is Born, has seemed the likely frontrunner for Best Original Song at the Oscars, says Rolling Stone. A Golden Globe win cemented its place, but it faces stiff competition from All the Stars, Kendrick Lamar and SZA's hit tune for Marvel's Black Panther, ridiculously catchy from the moment SZA starts flexing. Atop a slinky trip-hop beat, the track only gets more addictive when Lamar rolls up with all of the swagger and sensitivity that make T'Challa such a natural-born king, says IndieWire. Keep an eye out for a shock in the form of RBG's All Fight from Diane Warren. The 10-time nominee has never won an Oscar, so this could be the year she finally bags a statuette. All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Black Panther All Fight by Diane Warren and Jennifer Hudson, RBG Place Where Lost Things Go by Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, Mary Poppins Returns Shallow by Lady Gaga, Mark Ronson, Anthony Rossomando, Andrew White and Benjamin Rice. A Star is Born * When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings by David Rawlings and Gillian Welch. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs Best Costume Design Top around this year's Best Costume Design category has been dominated by Ruth Carter's striking designs for superhero box office behemoth Black Panther. Carter has been nominated twice before, for Malcolm X and Amistad, so the Academy is rather familiar with her. And the work in Black Panther is out of this world, says Kyle Kazoo on Medium. Traditionally, elaborate period dramas tend to dominate the Best Costume award, so expect Queen Anne Romp the favorite to push Black Panther hard, with Sandy Powell also up for her work on Mary Poppins Returns. Promotion for Mary Queen of Scots has paid particular attention to the film's costume design, which could see it bag a surprise win for four-time Oscar nominee and one-time winner Alexandra Byrne. Mary Zophres, Ballad of Buster Scruggs for the Carter, Black Panther Sandy Powell, the favorite * Sandy Powell, Mary Poppins Returns Alexandra Byrne, Mary Queen of Scots Best Production Design set in the court of Queen Anne in 18th-century England, the favorite is leading the production category. The primary location was Hatfield House in Hertfordshire, where production designer Fiona Crombie was able to build massive, monochromatic sets to dwarf the actors and reflect the characters' sense of alienation and isolation, reports Deadline. She says that 17 rabbits and thousands candles were used in the making of the film. In close second place is Black Panther, set in Wakanda, a fictional African country that escaped colonization and has superpowered inhabitants. Designer Hannah Beachler was inspired by real-life Iraqi-British architect Zaha Hadid in Buckingham Palace when creating the Afrofuturist nation, says Dezeen. Architectural Digest says Mary Poppins Returns is a visual love letter to London, with the production team working in tandem with animators to enable actors to interact with props in authentic but magical ways. However, Mary Poppins, and Roma and First Man, which are also on the shortlist, look unlikely to beat the favorite or Black Panther. Hannah Beachler, Black Panther Nathan Crowley, Kathy Lucas, First Man Fiona Crombie, Alice Felton, the favorite * John Muir, Gordon Sim, Mary Poppins Returns Eugenio Caballero, Barbara Enriquez, Roma.